Happy International Women's Day. Thank you for having us today and giving us such a wonderful opportunity. We belong to the Ministry of Environment as a state government official who work for nature conservation. Some of us have experience working as a national park rangers. Let us introduce ourselves. Myself, I'm Aya Kasahara. Currently, I'm in charge of science and wildlife tourism in Wildlife Division. My ranger experience was in Hokkaido, which is the northernmost prefecture in Japan. I also used to be dispatched to the National Tourism Organization to promote to visit Japan from overseas and introduce Japan nature, such as national parks.
My name is Marita Kihara. Like Aya, I have worked as a park ranger in Hokkaido, a park called Shiretoko National Park. Currently, I am working in Tokyo on issues related to international negotiations on biodiversity, such as Convention on Biological Diversity and IPBES. And actually, from this fall, I am planning to visit US national parks as possibly as a volunteer to learn about their experience of park management for about a year. I very much look forward to seeing you in the US national parks.
Hi, I'm Hana. And like the two seniors, I have worked in various positions related to national parks in Japan, including as a local field ranger, working closely with local communities, and also ranger supporting local rangers in a regional branch, as well as the officer of the Central Bureau of the Ministry. Talking about moving across the country, I once served in the regional office in Okinawa, which is the southmost prefecture of Japan.
Hi, my name is Hayato Ishii. Currently, I'm in charge of international negotiation of CBD. I was not hired as a ranger, so my experience of this Ministry of the Environment were air quality and waste management and recycling. I'm now raising a 5-year-old and 1-year-old sons and trying to figure out how to balance life and work.
So we would like to share our challenges for female rangers this time. Firstly, I'm going to introduce the basic information of Japanese female rangers. We call technical officers of the Ministry of Environment who work for natural conservation as a ranger. This means some people work at national parks, yet the other work at headquarters or regional offices. Regardless of ranger, we take the exam for government officials to be employed, have trained, and get promotions. Basically, we work from 9:30 to 6:15, 5 days a week, yet we can change our working shift. There is a flexible working rule, even though the availability depends on each workplace. Now, approximately 30% of the numbers of rangers is female. Female ranger is 124, male ranger is 294 respectively. In my sense, we have more female rangers recently. Compared to the US, we cannot choose specific positions, but we are assigned a new position all over Japan every 2 or 3 years. So to speak, we are generalists for natural environment. It is a system of career development through transfers. In the ranger offices, we are engaged in the work of the national parks, and in the headquarters and the regional offices, in charge of various tasks related to the natural environment as well as national parks. Here are the ranger uniforms to wear in the field. How is the fit, everyone?
It's good looking and comfortable.
Actually, we are wearing different types of uniforms. I'm wearing long sleeve, and Hayato is wearing a soft shell. So actually, we can choose a hat or a cap, different short sleeve, and also a hard shell when it's raining. And let me explain about, very briefly about the history, history of this uniform. And when I started working about more than 10 years ago as a ranger, regional offices made their own ranger uniforms, so designs were different from regions to region and national parks to national parks. And about a decade ago, standardized uniforms were created, and with with this this mark, and also written in English, National Parks and Wildlife Conservation, as well as Ministry of the Environment in Japanese. And these uniforms are quite comfortable because they offer female models and they use materials that are suitable for outdoor activities.
I feel that my counterpart in headquarters in Tokyo and the regional offices have a different perception and understanding of female rights and the gender equality.
When we focus on younger generation, there are a wide variety of women rangers who have a different role in their life, including those who are single mother or a wife and so on. But I have the impression that management posts in headquarters are often occupied by men. And although I myself have never felt that much gender inequality in the workplace, especially in headquarters, since many women forget their careers before they reach management posts, it is difficult to envision a future in which I work for a long time in this post. I think this is a serious problem in our organization, and I wonder what lies in the back of this situation.
As state government officials compared to private companies, it can be said that the system is well developed, considered, and utilized. However, there is a gap because society as a whole is not like that. Hayato, since you are using the work shift system, what do you think?
I started using Flex system this year to help my wife restart work after maternity leave. In my case, I work only in the morning on Wednesday and devote my afternoon to housework and childcare. It is necessary for our family, for both I and she, to work continuously with the social connections. And by discussing what we can do for this purpose, we have come to realize that there are various supports available from local governments and workplaces. However, even though there are systems in place, they are not fully utilized by the public. There are a certain number of male employees who don't take paternity leave, and I wonder why they abandoned this previous opportunity to share both the burden and joy of child rearing with their families. I'd like to create an environment where it is easy for others to take opportunities of the system by spreading that I am taking this system.
Hayato's case is an example of male employee, but of course there are also systems that can be used on the female side. Diverse work style are increasing in Japan as well. Nevertheless, there is a distortion because fulfilling everyone's wishes could cause their organizations to collapse.
And I would like to add that we might need to push forward the society as a whole to make the real change. I hear that some rangers find it difficult to transfer across a country because of their family or partner relationship. And it's hard to solve this problem within the organization alone. We need to change the whole society to solve such problems.
I believe that whether we choose it or not, men and women are in different social circumstances, and such as our roles in a family. That said, working as a ranger, as a professional, I have not been conscious of my gender, and I believe that job assignments are not based on our gender. In most cases, this is the situation within our ministry. However, the situation is likely to be different, especially in rural areas. In rural areas, the proportion of female workers in local government or local conservation stakeholders are quite low. So when a female ranger is appointed to such areas, being a female ranger can be a big news to these communities. And I believe that it implies unconscious bias and gender gaps. When there are few female counterparts, being female can be advantageous since people old men such tend to be nicer to like maybe younger female, but I'm not sure that can be considered as positive experience though.
Today we briefly introduce the Japanese female rangers case. We look forward to hearing the thoughts and the stories of the U.S. Rangers today. Let's continue to work together to deepen our understanding of women's empowerment and gender equality.
Thank you.
Thank you.